So it's the same subject, just broken out a little bit differently, but that's fine. First thing is we have a visual management assessment test. In a visual workplace, anyone will easily know the who, the what, the when, where, why, and how of an area within 5 minutes. And if the boss is going to go on a gimbal walk, he's going to know the who, what, when. He's going to know a lot of stuff pretty quickly. Now let's have a little fun here. This one here is Workplace Organizations 5S, and Dean Ely, Susan Ely. This is starring her four-year-old daughter. On the left is, it's a little shy on 5S. Organization, cleanup, and so forth. On the right is a much better picture, right?
Yes, sir.
And here we have I think this is one of the companies that was referenced, example 5S. We see our tools in their places, and a place for all the tools. Visual displays. In the next station, we're going to learn a little bit more about value stream mapping. But this is a value stream map. And if that's displayed, it shows everybody in one sheet of paper what goes on with this process. We'll talk about that more later. This one is a visual management assembly procedure that IKEA, the Swedish furniture manager, makes furniture in major pieces and ships them, and use this procedure here to assemble your furniture. And with one procedure, they can ship to 38 countries, different languages, different dialects, and still use the same procedures you do to assemble this furniture. Now, here is an example of some visual measurement. You can immediately tell. Shift target, green, yellow, orange or red there. By just looking at that thing, which shift is off target?
550.
Yeah. Where you might see some problems? 2 and 3, right? All right, and similar, there's a display in the lower right-hand side that's pretty busy. It's not as nice and handy as the one in the upper left. Now, we have some more visual measurement here. Look at the gauge on the upper left-hand side. Is there anything wrong with that process?
No, it's in the green.
That's right. It's in the green, isn't it? Right in the middle of the green. And the other one, this other one here's a pop-up stoplight thing. Don't seem to be lit up anywhere. But that's the same kind of an indicator. Same kind of an indicator. Visual measurements. You can look at it and say, nothing wrong with that process. Or yes, there is. One of the things Dean Ely put in her presentation, and I didn't get it all in here, but in Lafayette, Indiana, there is a place called Dream Dinners. You come in, you make your own meals. They have their menus. They have different colored spoons, purple, red, yellow, green, whatever, and your menu says, use the purple spoon and put some of this on it. Use the red spoon and put this in there, and they end up making their own meals. The picture on the left, the gentleman standing over there, is actually, in this picture, teaching his buddy, who was shy and wasn't on the camera, didn't want to get on the camera, how to do this. So they train each other. It's really kind of neat. But all with visual displays, running their business that way. St. Vincent's Health. St. Vincent's has talked to any kind of hospital or health organization that didn't have one really basic problem. And that was maximizing the time the nurse gets to spend with their patient. And this problem, in the pictures, it's disorganized, it's unsafe, staff conditions, they're continuously paying for preventive maintenance, and they always need more stuff. That's just so down here at the bottom. At any given time, they have 10 full-time equivalent people working in the job title of hunter and gatherer. They spend a lot of time trying to find stuff they need to take care of their patients. And that's time they can't spend with their patients. So look at those pictures on the right, and let's go to this one. Here's the solution. They use shadow boxing, tagging, designated storage, allowed for staff to quickly and easily find equipment they want. They know a place for everything and everything in its place. So they know where it is. It's organized, it's a clean space, it controls quality of equipment, All equipment is maintained and there's fewer calls for needing stuff. This is a fun little slide here that was in Dean Ely's presentation. Just imagine that picture. Can you remember back to first grade? You didn't realize it, but there's a book out there called Everything I Learned About Lean, I Learned in the First Grade. The organization, the reinforcement, the visual displays, nice bright colors, very attractive, very visual management. So, when we're trying to implement visual management, please don't forget what you learned in the first grade. A lot of this is common sense, folks, but you'd be surprised how uncommon common sense can be at times, all right? Vision. The visually managed workplace is a workplace that's easily understood by all. Anyone could walk into a work unit and at a glance understand the status of that work unit, what is waste or abnormal, and where improvements are needed. Motivated and innovative fellow employees to develop a visually managed workplace? You can speak up now. You don't have to hold. Yes, this is just a quick overview. There's a lot in all these areas, and that's where you can put the reference materials on the front end, where you can dig in more. If you want to, I probably have copies or could probably get copies of some of these books, and if not, maybe I can help you go places where you can to get this kind of information. You know, like the Kaizen sketchbook. I looked at that thing about 2 years ago. We started going through the Lean Bronze certification studies after we went through this stuff, and one of my guys didn't want to turn loose of it. I found out why. There's a lot of good stuff in there. For example, she did a Kaizen, she led a Kaizen for a pathology lab in a large hospital. Actually, she was brought in about 3 weeks into this Kaizen effort while they were doing the training and stuff. And she was the unfortunate person to meet with the doctor in charge of pathology lab, who knew nothing, claimed he knew nothing about it. He didn't get that email that they were going to do a Kaizen in his pathology lab, and he basically had two questions. Who the heck are these people? And what are they going to teach me about running my pathology lab? Well, she showed him some examples, and there was a lot of neat stuff come out of there. And it made life a lot better for everybody, because the pathology lab gets all the samples and all of everything to analyze, and people know they're running a little slow, so everything is stacked or customer waiting, even if they're not. Okay? And they fixed that, and their turnaround time improved immensely. And the 5S for operators, the 5 pillars that I mentioned earlier by Hirano. That's a very good book. It ties very much into 5S. 5S is a major, the 5 pillars of 5S that we mentioned, to sort, set, and order, are very useful to the, are very supportive of visual management. Depend on it and support it. We also have a 41 slide presentation by the Lean Enterprise Institute, 5S and the Visual Factory. And again, the Kaizen books. There's actually 2 of them. One of them is a common sense approach to continuous improvement strategy. That's a revision 2. Revision 1 of that book was Gemba Kaizen, the low-cost management approach. Turn on your brain before you grab your wallet. And then the visual management industry presentation by Dean Ely. Any questions, comments? Dare I ask for criticisms? Well, thank you.